We should stop doing this podcast and go get an Xbox. We should stop doing this podcast. Go get an Xbox immediately. We could play online all the time.
I'm a PlayStation guy, though.
We don't even have to. It's on PlayStation 2. We don't even have to tell Ryan that we're going to do it. It's just me and you. I would be so less angry and I would sweat way less often. Oh, hey, Ryan. I'm sorry. I didn't know you were still here.
Welcome to the City Dads. It's Ryan Bell, Corey Smith, and Brent Callahan. They're not experts, they're not analysts, and they're not sure why they're allowed to just put things on the internet. It's the City Dads. This week, the dads won't stand for solicitation.
I didn't know to do this.
That guy motorcycle.
That guy motorcycle.
We keep forgetting to do that. It makes it infinitely harder.
I do it every episode.
Okay.
You do not.
I do. Go back and look at the raw footage. I clap every episode.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
You never notice.
Okay.
You never listen to me. You never listen to me.
I'm waiting on you to say something relevant or interesting.
To be fair, I take up a lot of his bandwidth.
Yeah.
You know, Daddy only has so much room.
Yeah, that's
And he's playing so much defense over
Shut
here.
the hell up for just a little bit. Just
The good kid really gets ignored because you're busy trying to just suppress fires on the other.
What's it like being an oldest kid, you dumb fuck?
yeah, I do hate you.
Oh.
How did we get here?
Can we talk about Fat Guy Motorcycle before we talk about it again?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Do whatever you want.
So you've always been
It's not even being recorded.
where you're in traffic and you hear it coming, the motorcycle, and I get so much anxiety. I like freak out. I just have the worst intrusive thought of like, just open up your door. Fuck that guy. Because he's like weaving through traffic, and like so I'm just like, I get so anxious. And this time, like dirt bike crotch rocket type of motorcycle, big old fat guy. Motorcycle was going to make it easily, but he was outside the handlebars, size-wise, and I just was like, oh my God. Like, I can't wait, because he's going to clip a windshield, and it's not going to be the bike, it's going to be him. And I was just, all I could think about was like, fat guy on a motorcycle, always funny.
One of those love handles you get stuck on a side mirror.
Yeah. You're like trying to look so cool, and then you're just like, oh my God, dude, like, don't. You shouldn't. Your center of gravity is not meant for this, man. I don't know what to tell you. And he went into it scared as fuck. He's like, oh God, oh God, oh God.
Yeah. Maybe just be a normal car.
Yeah.
This is
drive with the rules of the road. Do that part.
How many start seeing motorcycle signs have you seen on the back of a car?
Yeah.
And you're just going like, fuck that, man. Because I know I'm painting with a broad brush here, but man, they suck.
Yeah.
No, not all of them.
Most of them.
A lot of motorcycles.
All of the ones that drive past me.
Well, maybe I think you're only seeing. I think you're getting angry at the ones that drive past you, and the ones that don't drive past you.
It's
because
also,
you don't see them.
They don't exist.
It's also the ones who drive past you don't give a fuck. They don't care if they die. Like they're going right. They're like,
So your solution is you would like to help them get there quicker.
If you're endangering somebody else's life a little bit, if you're putting other people's lives in danger, that kind of like you're like, hey, don't do that, please.
Is he?
But yeah, he's not.
No.
Yeah, that's why it's like. But that's why I fantasize about him clipping something, because it's just him.
God, they look so fucking cool though. If you're not fat.
If you're not fat,
you're not fat.
God, we could have had motorcycles and we did a podcast and said, what a terrible midlife crisis choice.
We can stop immediately and pivot to motorcycles.
We can do both.
No,
we could do motorcycle podcasts.
Is this the spot where we take a boat and move to motorcycles?
Motorcycle.
I can't.
Short pod.
Thanks for watching.
Could we do side by sides?
You can be in the sidecar of my motorcycle. I think that's pretty cool.
Oh man,
that's
I think
cool
I'd rather be in Brent's sidecar than your sidecar.
I like the visual because he's 6 foot plus being in the sidecar of your
seated in the That's not that funny of a visual. Shut up.
It's pretty funny.
I'm 5'8". This is a big win for me. I've measured myself for the first time in a long time.
I tell people I'm 5'9". I don't think I am.
I have tape measures in every room in my house.
Back to back. That's a weird flex.
I have a feeling I don't want to measure myself ever again because I know I'm shrinking, and
that's why
I used to be 6'2", and now it's like I don't ever want to measure myself again because I might be 6 even.
Yeah. This is part of it. I think I'm at my peak, and I wanted to get the crest before.
Yeah.
I think the only reason I want to do yoga is
just my spine disintegrates.
You want to get one of those inversion tables, hang upside down.
Have you ever done how much? You've obviously done yoga at least once.
So I've only done it with a YouTube video, and I feel like an ass hat. You know, I'm like, this can't be right.
Hard. It's so hard.
Yeah.
Can I give you a preview of what it would look like if you did? Not visually, but I'll tell you a story about the first time that I went to an actual yoga
Okay, yeah.
class.
I would like this.
My wife took me, and
You went with your wife.
Yeah, she's very athletic. And I'd never been there before.
Imaginary.
And
very imaginary.
She's got all 99 stats on Madden. It's weird.
Imagine if I had a wife and she was very athletic. But we went in and was doing whatever yoga routine it was. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Whatever the pose was she told us to get into, I was doing it so poorly that as she's moving around the class, like helping people get into position, she comes to me and just goes, "Oh." That was my last yoga class. First and last.
I said warrior pose.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need.
I've never been to a class.
Yeah, I need. I'm a slow learner. I need somebody's help.
Here's my thing: it's so frustrating to me. I'm not very flexible, and I get sweaty, and I'm sure you get sweaty.
So sweaty.
And then I'm slipping. It's supposed to be relaxing and peaceful.
It's not.
It's not at all.
I
can't find my center.
Can I make a suggestion? Can I see maybe we have a business model here? Which St. Louis City player would you have teach you yoga in private lessons?
Ooh, we can go a lot of different directions with this.
I think I want Celio. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Celio is a yoga.
But his classes are a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I need some intensity.
He's gonna make sure all eyes are on him when he's teaching, and I'm gonna like it.
Yeah.
I'll sit in the corner.
Really defeats the purpose of you being in a yoga class.
I mean, I'll stretch in the corner. I'll be in the corner, though.
I want Roman Berkey, like barking at me.
Do you want potted plants in the room?
Telling me this is autumn. I obviously, and it's a hot yoga. I'm only doing hot yoga with Roman Berkey.
Yeah.
We're shirts off, tarps off immediately.
Tarps off.
Yeah.
Ben Lunt.
Yeah.
So
because you think you might be better than him.
There's no space in the yoga studio he can't reach.
Yeah.
No, that's a great
tall drink of water.
That's a.
Do you know how tall he is?
6'10".
So close.
Yeah.
6'7".
6'7".
Okay.
Tall guy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's logically a nice. And plus, he's probably going to be in the team for a long time. He's the right backup goalie because he's like, you're 6'7".
Is that like a backup quarterback? Is that
contract's
a good job for life?
I think his middle out, like his range on middle out, would be his D to F because his arms are so long. He can really give some variable.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's a good. I think your logic's spot on.
Can we talk about soccer?
Yeah, let's talk about soccer.
I got a confession to make. So I told Corey just before we started, this is only the second game I haven't been able to watch. I would have watched the replay tomorrow, but just had to have time today. So I only caught the last 10 minutes. So I don't even know where to start.
You got the best 10 minutes.
It seemed exciting. The broadcast team leads me to believe that it was a more interesting result and that City should feel positive about the direction. But help me understand what happened in the game.
Is it fair to put you on the spot and tell me what you thought after watching the last 10 minutes?
So my reaction was, it goes back to the conversation that we've had a couple of times previously where I think we've said the moment you give up the lead, you lose all faith.
Right.
Yeah, I can quit watching.
Yeah.
Right. Especially with 2 down. I think the conversation that we had is if you're 2 down, you can stop watching. But even at 3-2, the movement on the field, I was like, this still feels like we had a chance of scoring, and then we did. And so that was my question for you guys. Now that we've switched up the formations, we've switched up the tactics, do you still feel that dread of, man, last 15 minutes, if we lose the lead, it's over, or has that changed for you?
It's not so much losing the lead, it's that I just know we're going to concede and after 75.
Yeah.
Mark it now. If you're not winning at the 75th minute, you're toast.
We were calling it in the stadium. We're like, when they're making these subs and everything, you're like, we're right at 83 minutes. It's going to happen. If it doesn't happen in the next, it's going to happen. Like, you're just like, it's going to be in the next 4 minutes. And if they would have not got it then, it probably would have came in that extra 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was great we scored. That's awesome. But it is like clockwork that you're giving up goals from the last 20 or 15, 20 minutes?
The broadcast team
15?
even
15?
mentioned it.
75th on.
75th on.
I got to flip the TV on. I was walking around the house as I was trying to get ready, and I heard the broadcast team say, we're in the danger zone for both teams. Last 15 minutes, we're in the danger zone. This is where they leak goals.
Is that is that a pretty good indicator if it's a good team or a bad team? Because that's two teams who are the worst at this, and that's what they're saying on the game. It's like, this is where the worst.
Do you know what I think the only actual indicator you can say that's like 100% of the time true is fitness?
Yeah.
It's fitness. You're not fit. You're not fit. You can't finish out games. You don't have
the depth to finish
5 to 7. Well, but you've only got 5 to 7 subs every game, right? Maybe like 3 to 7, whatever. That's half your team's got to play 90. You got to find 5 to 6 players, maybe more, that can go 90 minutes. And one of those guys was Akil Watts tonight. Like, your center backs are going to go 90 usually. But they don't, and no one looks like the eye test. I don't see it. I don't see the tired legs. I don't see that stuff.
It seems like they're passive. They seem like such a passive team.
It feels like when they chip ahead and get that lead, or even when they're tied and they're late, they just get tense and they get tight and everybody sinks back. It's almost a park the bus mentality of like, oh shit, it's going to happen again. Let's just throw every single person we can back here, play as safe as we can, just bomb it out every time we get the ball. And when you play like that, when you go into a shell, you are going to get just pummeled.
I just think I would argue that you can look at these injuries and you just don't have the depth. Like, you need all these legs, and like some of your key players, you really are counting for those 90 minutes that you went and got, just aren't doing it. And to whatever.
Yeah.
Bad luck. Call it bad luck. There's a lot of stuff, injuries and other personal matters that happen to the team. But, man, would an Indiana Vasilov be great on this team right now.
Yeah.
Right? Like, those guys who are just gritty and played hard, and then you let them go, and now this is what you get. You get a very passive midfield that's not going to take a chance.
But that's what you've trotted out there.
Right.
Akil Watson and Alfredo Morales did exactly what they're supposed to do, what you expect them to do.
Right.
That's, there was like really good takeaways. The team does continue to improve. I think offensively, we said last week that was probably statistically, or 2 weeks, whatever that was, statistically their best probably offensive game. I think tonight was probably. This afternoon was probably even better than that.
Totlin, Zielinski, Reed.
The right side has life.
Yeah, that's fun.
These guys are blasting down the field. Man, it would have been nice to see some of that wing play with 5 back, but I guess it's just not going to happen. So they shift formations. It seems to be working better.
Ostrak would have been so much more fun today. Like, maybe he's not fit. Maybe something happened. Maybe tweaked.
I don't know. He's on the bench, so you're not putting guys on the bench that are not available at all. That's silly. That's a waste. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how he trained. I don't know how he's feeling. I don't know any of that. But yes, it certainly seemed like a game that he could have made an impact in.
Or you're just down. Are you overcompensating defensively because you have your center backs can't stay
healthy? He is not as sound defensively as Watson and Morales, and so maybe you just go like, well. But you gave up 3 goals, so that didn't pan out. Honestly, I mean, I know where we're at in standings, and I know everything else that's happened, but like it's a fun team. There's a lot of guys on that team that I like, that I'm rooting for. I mean, holy shit, Klaus gets a hat trick. This is the first hat trick in city history, I believe.
Yeah. We were talking about this at the game. We're too nice of a fan base. This best fans in baseball shit's got to go.
Yeah, I'm done with the respect.
I'm done with respect.
I want to be mean.
I want to be mean, and when we cheer.
There was a moment early in the first half when Harthel's taking a corner kick, and we're right there in the corner.
Yeah.
And he's taking a corner kick, and their players, the Galaxy players, are warming up. And I watched Christian Ramirez just like get in his way, and then like he's a foot from him, and he's like looking at him, and he's doing this goofy shit. And I was like, man, there's no chance if I'm in that front row or even second row.
Yeah.
I'm getting his attention. I'm going to get Christian Ramirez is looking at me. He's not messing with Marcel Hartel.
Okay.
I don't know what I have to say in that scenario. Yeah. I might get kicked out of the stadium, but I promise you, he's not messing with our player during their corner kick.
Yeah, no. I would.
He's worried about me.
Here's the thing. There was a guy who expressed his anger about it behind us.
Wait, is this guy behind you?
It's
not guy.
No, this is a different guy. Different guy. Soccer expert though.
Guy who sits behind us. Guy who sits in front of us were not present.
They weren't there.
They were not there.
Okay.
This new guy is like, if I didn't know Corey, I'd be as dumb as this guy.
Like, he is as dumb as this guy. He just has a Corey.
I just have a Corey, so it's really nice to have a Corey.
Everyone should have a Corey.
Everybody should have a Corey.
I don't know about that.
And
I would
not
recommend it.
I'm willing to give mine up.
His chirp was, I hope you get unexpected cold water when you shampoo your hair. And I was like, I want him to get syphilis from a Jeffco 7. That's what I want for his. I want him to have to get some penicillin from his visit in St. Louis.
Here's the difference.
I want to upset him for a couple weeks. I want to own him I want his brain to think about this moment.
Yeah. You need to be in the front row.
Yeah.
You really need to be there so that I'm not screaming over
I'll say some wild shit.
In the front row.
In the front row.
Absolutely.
In the front row.
That's where you belong. That's where we belong.
I tried. Andy Cohen was there today.
Andy Cohen did the ball.
And so during the national,
he was ripped. I love Andy Cohen.
I love Andy Cohen. So he was doing the drum and everything.
Yeah.
And he's walking by, and then he's right in front of us for the national anthem, and everything in my body wanted to hit him with a Andy Cohen, you fucking king. And like right before the home of the brave, right in that gap.
Yeah.
But I bitched out, and I did it after the Blues, and no one heard it. I was like, damn it. I had a shot. I didn't take it. Pretty upset with myself.
You respected the flag.
He is a fucking king, though. God, that guy's a
shit. I do like him. We should have him on the podcast.
I would love to talk St. Louis City soccer with Andy Cohen.
Why are you looking at me when you say that?
Andy Cohen in my basement. What's up?
Why don't we go where Andy Cohen lives in St. Louis?
Okay.
Yeah.
You think we can get in? You think he'll just invite us into his home?
Are we going to let him know ahead of time? Or we're just going to show up with 3.
Oh no, we're here for the podcast / gangbang. Whatever's happening.
Shitty microphones and an iPhone.
You're telling me, we're just going to be in all of this, dude, the whole time. He's just weird. Like Andy Cohen's the coolest motherfucker of all time. You don't think he'd be great on a Daddy's Day?
Andy, do you have
yes.
An Andy Cohen Daddy's Day?
This is what Andy Cohen doesn't want to hang out with us.
Oh, I know.
This is but you're saying all the obvious points.
If he came, like the three of us and Andy Cohen playing golf would be a delight.
Well, it sounds like a hostage situation,
right? Yeah. This is maybe a soft pitch for a movie. Us kidnapping.
Oh, yeah.
Andy Cohen for this Daddy's Day.
Like, yeah.
How long does it take us to Stockholm Syndrome, Andy Cohen?
Yeah.
How many events? You're like, you know what? How many holes on the golf in the first bet? It was like by the 9th hole, he's already got to play a full 18 for him to be like, all right, these guys are okay.
Oh, I don't know that he ever gets there, Ryan. I'll be honest with you.
You don't think he gets there?
I think we probably get one day with Andy Cohen, and then he's
Would you not ask every question about all these reality stars, though? I would want to know everything. He talks to crazy people all day.
I feel the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Somebody's got to do it.
That's not what I would ask him about at all, honestly.
I would ask him about how fun him and Anderson Cooper. Those guys look awesome.
Their New Year's Eve parties? That's what you want to know about?
Yeah. I want to know
that's a fair point. Yeah.
How many wins would you give up your season tickets for? Real fan. You're going to have guaranteed X number of wins, but you can no longer
I get to go to the playoff games?
You can no longer be a season ticket holder.
Ever?
But every year, for every year that you are not a season ticket holder, you are guaranteed X number of wins. What's the breaking point?
We'd have to make the playoffs every year. What's that?
Okay.
But then we have media credentials.
Keep saying that.
I think if we do 20 episodes, I do put the team ahead of myself.
That's a made up number.
What did he say?
So if we make it to 20 episodes, I think they have to give us credentials.
We're gonna start recording shorter episodes.
Yeah.
They're not going to watch this. I think they would have given us credentials.
If we had asked now.
Yeah. They'll probably give them to us today.
No, you can
They
request
care.
them online. I've
Yeah.
looked,
I bet you have.
I haven't submitted.
No. We're a real podcast. Check it out.
855 City Dads, if you've got
Are you-
credentials that you
Are
can
you
give
guys
us.
just doing the Creed thing to me? And are you just opening up the internet? Or are you just opening up a Word document and putting a
Creedthoughts.com.
creedthoughts.com?
Yeah.
Is this all a
No.
ruse?
This is going on YouTube. Yeah. What were we talking about? Jesus.
How many wins you?
Oh. Yeah. I mean, give me. Gosh, my season tickets. I'm selfish. I'm greedy, and I want 4th place every year.
Okay.
I want a home playoff game every season, and I won't. I'll stay away from Energizer Park.
But we got to go to that home playoff game.
You guys can go to the home playoff game, even if I don't get to. I'm that's how big of a. Look, man. I want to go see them win it. Like if they're ever going to win it,
So
I want to be in the stadium.
You would
for that.
reserve the one game you go to be
To be the MLS Cup championship.
That's the only game you'd ever go to.
That's the only game I'll go to for the rest of the year. Yeah, but they're going to make it. They're going to
gotta
make
make it.
playoffs every year. I'm going to be interested, and the rest.
It's an
of the
interesting
fan base.
way of looking at like paying for season tickets. Like either I could pay for season tickets or I can afford this one ticket.
It's basically an NIL deal, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just give them my money and go like buy whoever.
I was making this comparison of this team and like where they're going and the direction and why I'm like pissy about it. So the first season we were all standing. Everybody in that stadium standing.
Sure.
It's great. The energy is fantastic. And then you go through last season, and then you start seeing a lot of the stadium starting to sit down. And then today, when you had 79-degree weather, sunny, 3:30 game.
Yeah.
There's lots of seats empty.
Saturday afternoon.
Saturday afternoon, most ideal
That's
time
the
for a
family.
family to be there. And then the last 10 minutes were exciting because everybody got on their feet. It was good, but you're trending the wrong direction. And one of my favorite parts about that place is like their restaurants are incredible, right? Like they're supporting local businesses by this.
Sure.
But you're going to lose those really great brands if they're not making enough money. It's not going to be worth their squeeze. And then if somebody like a Balkan Treat Box leaves, and I'm going to only have so much money to spend to get Balkan Treat Box, I'm going to go to the restaurant.
Right.
It's a better experience. Balkan Treat Box is a better experience than this
He's
shit.
saying if you play so poorly that you start losing your good food vendors, he's gone.
I'm out.
That's where he draws the line. he's out.
Yeah.
Next level metrics.
I'll spend $15 for Balkan Treat Box.
I'll spend $40 for the opportunity to spend $15 at Balkan Treat Box. Honestly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'll watch a soccer game while eating my kebab.
I'm gonna.
I've never been happier.
Yes.
That's my happy place.
Yeah.
Standalone stores, right? I can just go to Balkan Treat.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So you mentioned you love going to the games, and I do too. It's a really fun experience. I enjoy watching it on TV, but I thought about this the other day with football because I only want to watch football on TV. I do not want to go to games. But soccer, I feel a little different about because a little bit of what you're talking about, right? People are standing, people are engaged, and you're a lot closer. Like it's smaller, obviously, but I don't mind watching soccer, and it helps me because I'm uninformed. So I get to listen to the broadcast team, and they kind of help point out things. So for me, it's really helpful and beneficial, but not in the same way that I take in other sports. So baseball, football, I would much rather watch from home for sure. I think it lends itself to it. I think it lends itself to the in-person experience better. Well, I mean, obviously, I agree, but there's so many. It's short. Those games are short. 2 hours is from start to finish. We're talking 90 minutes. That's a short game compared to baseball, football, whatever. Yeah. And the other big distinction is like it's always going. There's a lot of sideway passing with city soccer, but it's always in play. Yeah.
Like you're usually so the shitty. It's when I watch baseball. I don't really watch football, but when I watch baseball, it's on, but I'm not watching it. Mm-hmm. When things get interesting, I hear it. I look it on. But like when I watch soccer on Saturday mornings, Premier League, it is on. I'm sitting down and I'm watching it because if I go do laundry, I'm gonna miss the goal.
Yeah.
The one goal. That's it, right? Like that might be the one goal.
Yeah.
You're not worried about doing that.
And it's 90 minutes. I can go. This is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
For the next hour and a half.
It was 105 minutes today.
105 minutes. A lot of injury time.
Yeah.
A lot of action though. What a great game. What a great game.
Two terrible teams.
Terrible teams.
Great game.
Wide open.
Yeah. They're both terrible in the last 15 minutes. Great.
They're both terrible, period.
Yeah. Those
are the worst two teams in the league we watched.
Both the second two Klaus goals.
No business shooting those.
Right.
What are you doing?
And then just
closing your eyes and taking a piss.
He's so
Hope
good
it hits the bowl.
at like reaction plays.
Yeah.
Like when they turn it over and he doesn't like get a chance to think about it and he just bang bang. Like that was what he was great at in the first season.
Mm-hmm.
Was they fucked up and he took advantage. I think he's growing on me.
They call those poachers.
Yeah. Just like those were fun goals. I wish they were on our side of the stadium. That would have been dope.
Yeah, that would have been cool. What are you gonna do?
Our buddy who was there, his son is a big Klaus fan. When Klaus had his Klaus jersey on.
Did you make this child cry too?
No, he was going nuts. That kid was hyped.
Yeah, he was having a good game.
He was hyped for it. It's a good dad moment for my buddy.
I'm so happy for Klaus.
Yeah.
I really think he's one of our best players.
I'm regretting all the things I've said about him.
But this is kind of what strikers do. Like maybe goals comes in buckets and waves, and so who knows? But we'll see. But I just he works. You say what you want about him. He does not score as many goals as you'd like out of a number 9 designated player. But god damn, the guy works hard.
But he's always been better when he has guys underneath him who's working hard too.
Yes.
Well, that's that's the Vasilov thing.
We've always said like that's not why he's on the team.
Right.
He's a space creator.
Yeah.
Right. It's great when he scores 3 goals, and the fact that he scored 3 goals and you didn't win that game is a real problem. Yeah. But you got your first hat trick in history as a club and you didn't win the game.
You have to see it though.
Shitty.
It did. I mean, it was a fun game. It was very fun.
It was great. A lot of action. Super, like I said, super.
But I would love that every week. I'm just like.
But it was closer to like a Division I college game than.
Yeah, they're bad.
So if we could just play the last place team every week.
Yeah, it's kind of like
we'd have a chance.
It's what was the Kansas City players who said it's like, man, if we could play these guys every week, my stats would be insane.
Jovic.
Yeah.
Serbian dick.
He's not wrong.
But fuck that guy.
He's like, I would get paid if I got to play this team more often.
Yeah, but it's Kansas.
Yeah, fuck that town.
Yeah.
I was just there.
Whole state.
I was in Kansas City for business for a couple days.
Both those states.
You were aware of where St. Louis is, right?
Yeah, I don't live there.
No,
or maybe I do.
Oh wait, Kansas City's in Kansas, right? There's
Kansas.
stadiums in Kansas. The Royals and the Chiefs are in Missouri, but okay. I stand corrected. That's on me.
Every time I go to Kansas City, people are like, oh, you got to try this restaurant. And I'm like, this is fine, but I don't get why you guys are bragging about this.
Yeah.
Like, there's no Balkan treat box there.
I find that hard to believe. What's the restaurant?
Yeah.
I would say St. Louis's top.
Oh, you're a Kansas City guy. Ruined him. Tell him the place. What's the place
I think
to go?
St. Louis's food is so much better in Kansas City. It's not even close. It's not even close.
Okay.
I think their barbecue sugary shit.
All right.
It's just straight sugar.
Look at him.
Fucking.
He's on one. It doesn't matter.
Q39.
It doesn't matter what answer I give him. He's going to be like, bah.
You don't have a Cherokee Street in fucking Kansas City. You don't have something that's fucking banging.
Right. No, sure they don't.
Yeah.
Of course
Kansas
not.
City can suck my.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're what?
Fuck that town. Town sucks.
Yeah.
I hate that town.
I'd like to thank both of our Kansas City viewers.
Won't thank them. Fuck them.
Here's the thing. If St. Louis is making
Watch
you
a
look like
Kansas City pod.
like if you're comparing yourself to St. Louis as like that's your bar of who you're comparing yourself to, there's higher goals. What are you doing?
Do you think they are? Do you think there are a bunch of
There's
people?
A lot of people from Kansas City who hate St.
Name
Louis.
names, coward. That's what.
Johnny Russell.
Yeah. Mark Smith. It's probably a person.
It's a good.
They might be winning.
Y'all petered out there, kid? You tuckered out? You get your little temper tantrum out of the way about Kansas City? Feel better? Is that enough soccer talk? Christ, that was a lot of soccer talk.
Who would we play next week?
Do you have affection for Kansas City still? Do you still enjoy Kansas City?
I'm ambivalent.
So you would
He doesn't know what
you
that
could
word
move
means.
back to Kansas City?
I got no idea. Did you see the wires?
Desperately wanted to Google.
Nope, they got nothing.
Yeah.
What else you got?
I'm going to ask the question again and see if he gives me.
Would you move back to Kansas City?
It's another city. It's another city in the Midwest. It's fine.
St. Louis.
Where would you move if you could move anywhere? Where would you move?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got enough family in Missouri. I don't think I'm moving anywhere, but I would probably move somewhere south where I could play golf year round.
Okay. I want mountains.
I do love mountains.
I want to
Yeah,
go mountains. I want to live in mountains.
Colorado.
I want my drive to be mountains.
Colorado's beautiful. Colorado is one of those places where I can I can sit by a fire and look at the mountains.
Yeah.
And just be happy looking at the mountains.
I'm a weirdo. I want to go like Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, that's mountains. That's still.
Yeah, there's mountains there, but that's
Cooler temperatures suit me well there.
right.
Yeah.
It's kind of humid though.
Temperate. Like the old growth forests.
Old growth forests, right? Redwoods,
I need rivers.
your Kings Canyons.
I need. That's why I think I like mountains.
It's fun.
I need rivers.
St. Louis had, I don't know that I can still say this. Pre-pandemic, St. Louis had a better city center. It was
Yeah, it's a bummer.
Semi-walkable. You could move around. And Kansas City was more of a commuter city. There were places that you could go, but there was no. And I think it's changed honestly in the last 20 years. I think there are
It's like
places
flipping.
that have blown up. The Power and Light District. I don't know. My cousins are going to be angry if they see this on Facebook and tell me. But
I think it's interesting. Like St. Louis, like their population doesn't really change a lot. It kind of stays stagnant. It just kind of moves around, but it like stays in the same general area.
this feels like everybody except you is a shitty driver. That's what this conversation. That's what
Right.
the St. Louis
That's fair.
shitting on Kansas City feels like. Everybody else is a shitty driver except me. You're a shitty driver too. Like St. Louis
This is
fine.
Collinsville shitting on Granite City.
Yeah.
We're all
Yeah, no,
trash.
I know I'm a piece
all
of shit.
fucking
I'm not
garbage.
arguing that.
Okay, St. Louis
Okay,
is trash.
we're on the same page about that then.
We're all like
Saying,
fourth tier cities.
If I have to pick a piece of shit city, I want to pick the one
that you
with-
lived in your whole life. Yeah.
Yeah, stick
get
with the shit you know.
No, come on.
Come on, what?
Give me Pappy's over any of that.
Don't you
bullshit.
come on me.
Give me Bogarts. Give me Bogarts. Fuck that barbecue.
See, he's back on the food. He's so.
I'm not spent enough time in Kansas City to be able to tell you.
I bet if you lived there, you would find places that you like.
I think they should admit it's more of a garbage town. Like they're very proud of their garbage town. I know
Are
St.
they?
Louis is a garbage town.
Yeah, I don't know.
I love our garbage town.
We got to move on though. They're both shitty places.
Yeah.
Can we all agree that it's just a general hellscape of the world in the Midwest? Like, why does anyone live here?
Flyover country for a reason.
Awful. Right, 100%. There's nothing here.
Really,
There's
gonna have
nothing
to,
here for you.
Really burning the bridge on our fan base.
They know. What? Stop me if I'm saying something that's wrong.
Preaching to the choir at this point.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They would have left too if they could.
Yeah. No, they do.
You guys like tornadoes? Boy, do I have a place for you.
We've got a City Dad tornado helmet just for
Yeah.
you.
Oh, not only do we have tornadoes, it's fucking 20 degrees in December and 100 in July. So
My boss was in town while we were in Kansas City, and she's from like she's from the Bay Area, and you can just tell on her face, it's like, why do you live here? like hanging out in Kansas City, she's like, what? Why are we here? I'm like, yeah.
I'm pretty sure I saw a stand-up comedian at one of your open mics
Yeah.
get up there and basically just go, "Why do you guys live here?"
Yeah.
That was the bit for 5 minutes, and we're all kind of like, "No, I
Good
get
question.
There was the one guy who opened for Jim Jeffries, who his first comment was, he goes, "Man, those seats at the baseball stadium are really
it."
wide."
Why? Yeah, I did.
Because those are some wide ass seats.
You know what's crazy? That was one of my first thoughts when I sat down in the seats, and I went to the literally the first game at Energizer Park, it was City Park.
Yeah.
They had like a soft opening, whatever you want to call it, against a really good German team, and they got their shit kicked in. But I remember getting to my seats for the first time and going like, "Oh, these are awfully narrow."
Yeah.
For Midwest boys,
Yeah.
this is not going to work for quite a few people. So maybe that's why we stand all game.
Fat guy motorcycles.
Motorcycle.
One too many trips to the Balkan tree box.
Yeah, right.
Nah, but that's all protein, baby. It's all
Steve's hot dogs.
Steve's hot dogs. Yeah.
I do love the food there, man.
Their food's so good. But that's what I'm saying, is if you lose those vendors because you start being a shitty team.
I know. I'm not getting a...
I'm not getting a $15 hot... That's why I don't want to go to Busch Stadium right now. I don't want a fucking
right.
hot dog.
Not interested.
$15 olive and oak.
And you think it starts with sitting down?
It starts with not enough revenue going to these restaurants and businesses.
I got yelled at one
First,
time.
they came for our standing room only.
Went to a Greta Van Fleet concert with my imaginary wife. And I enjoy Greta Van Fleet.
Yeah, no, we can tell.
They're terrific.
Everything about this
Reads Greta Van Fleet.
That's
Yeah,
good.
that
That's
really
good. I
does.
like that.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Yeah, it's not bad. I'm not judging. You're my friend. I like Greta Van Fleet as well.
It was a great concert.
I'm curious on what that guy Mouth can do.
Oh,
About an hour into the set, there was a 7-minute instrumental that was about 6 minutes too long for me. And I'm old. We've covered this. I'm old, and I needed a break.
yeah.
And I just
I go potty.
popped down in my seat for the briefest of moments, and my imaginary wife could not have been more embarrassed, shocked,
shamed,
offended.
all of that.
Why would you sit?
it's
What
'cause-
if they see that you're sitting?
No, here's the thing.
Now they're not going to
Here's the
play
thing.
as good.
You're not doing enough drugs before the concert.
That's,
That's
probably
true.
also true.
That's
Yeah.
like, if you have done the right amount of drugs for that concert, that 7-minute solo shreds.
Is the right amount 0 amount? Because 0 drugs is how many drugs I'd done.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Okay.
You're why are you raw dog in reality?
You got to do something.
Yeah.
Okay, what if I just play better music so I don't have to be
I have-
chemically altered?
I have mushrooms. It's like I'm saying. It's like I have mushrooms. If you ever go to a concert and you're like,
Yeah.
do mushrooms,
Okay.
that's the time. Let's go see Dead and Company at the Sphere and do a lot of mushrooms.
Yeah.
Or you don't do mushrooms and we'll do mushrooms and we'll see who has more fun.
Yeah, the controlled experiment.
Yeah.
The double-blind study.
Sounds
We'll write a peer-reviewed article.
It sounds like babysitting.
Or
sounds like-
or we need to go twice. You need to do it sober, and then you need to do it on mushrooms, and you need to tell us which one. Better.
One year for my birthday, Ryan got me tickets to the Van Gogh,
Beyond Van Gogh.
Beyond Van Gogh.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know what that was?
Immersive.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
And then we did acid. And we went
We were in there for 3 hours.
Yeah, it was a long time, man. We were in there forever, dude. We solved all of the world's problems. I saw every Van Gogh painting. They were blinking at me.
Yeah.
It was like you were in a Bearstein Bear book. It was just like you're walking
So
around.
cool.
You're like, ah.
It was one of the best days of my life.
It was fucking awesome. Yeah.
What were we talking about? Marco Royce. Who do we play next week?
Fake player.
We don't have a. He's a real player. He won a World Cup, and he
Who
doesn't
is
have
that?
to do. Apparently, if you won a World Cup, you don't have to do the same stretches as the rest of your team.
That's fair. That's completely fair.
Is it fair?
Yes.
When you say stretches, do you mean like physical, like yoga stretches, or do you mean like, oh,
Yeah, like when they warm up, they'll do like a circle.
That's-
Sometimes semicircle.
That's what you're missing not being at the game, is seeing these fit dudes stretch.
Right.
You're not getting that.
That's your best chance for knob slips.
Yeah.
that's
honestly.
what I'm missing.
Yeah.
Right.
That and bulk and treat box.
Right.
100%.
You've got it.
That's what makes
And if you
Energizer
think
Park
that's
special.
not worth the money, then I don't know how to help you.
Before we talk about next week's game, can I tell you what irritated me this week?
There's no game next week.
We don't have to do this podcast next week?
I'm in the Badlands.
Fucking yeah.
What really made you mad? What was mad? Sorry.
That was crazy. That clap was coincided perfectly with my beard cracking. Hold on, what's red mean?
I got it. I can get a fucking loud clap. I got
Yeah, I
a good dad
You
Good
can
clap.
all
clapper.
do a good dad clap.
I got a good dad clap.
Can you whistle?
clap louder than me?
Can you
I
do the whistle thing?
I can't do the whistle thing, so that's why I have to overcompensate with the clap.
Give me that clap. What are you doing? Give me your loudest clap.
No, that's terrible.
That's too
How
much
many
pressure
do you
now.
get? How many do you get? How many chances?
I
do you
know,
get?
right?
I gotta build to
I
find the cup.
thought
I need
you
the
had like a
cup.
one time I was
Okay,
ready to go.
you do it better. You do it better.
I didn't. I'll
I didn't
try,
come-
but
I didn't come in here strong with I've got a good clap.
I got a dad clap.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's
better
not
than
great.
shit.
Hold on. No, while we're doing it,
Yeah.
this week's episode is the dad clap.
Yours is the best.
That one was
That
bad.
was the best shit.
Wasn't bad.
That was
That's
It's pretty
yeah,
good.
that's-
You know what that is? That's years of going to cheer competitions.
That's
Hold on. Oh, see, I shouldn't have kept going.
there it is.
That was better.
There it is.
Do you want to know the secret to a good high five?
Nope.
Stare at the elbow.
What did he say?
Stare at the elbow.
Yeah.
Stare at
Stare at the
Have
elbow.
we had this conversation?
You stare at the elbow. You don't miss.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
that's insane.
Have we had that conversation, or did you know that?
I knew it. Youth pastor, dude. Gotta give the best high five.
Touch a lot of children's hands.
I don't touch any. It's only a high five. hey, how do you give the best high five? Because high fives are appropriate. And you keep a distance, and you do that.
When I was a teacher,
you could just not touch them.
This won't make
at all.
That's it.
Well, here's the thing. Again, other youth pastors go way far.
It's all relative, Ryan. I understand.
Yeah.
All, suggestions.
So I'm working in my garage this week.
Yeah. This is going to be a long segue.
The garage door, I'm just going to cut directly. Working in my garage this week. The garage door is open, and I see from a distance the guy making the rounds in my neighborhood, the door-to-door.
Oh, door-to-door salesman. Sorry.
Why do those still exist? I don't even want to know. That's not what I want to ask you. What I want to ask you, because I saw him happen. I saw it happening, and I knew he was going to come around.
Okay.
And I was in the middle of something, right? I'm busy.
Yeah.
And so he comes around. You have a question, son?
Yeah.
No, God, finish your thing.
Sorry,
Don't let him.
That's why I'm raising my hand. I'm being polite. You go ahead.
No, we're going to him next. Jesus.
Now I'm doubly mad. Because he's coming around, and I'm in the middle of anything else. It doesn't matter.
Or nothing.
I'm having
quite
a day.
Frankly.
That's a good point. It could have been nothing. You're interrupting my nothing.
Right.
And so he comes up, and, hey, how's your weather, frog? It doesn't matter. I'm not listening. I'm just waiting for my opportunity to say, fine, thanks. How are you? So he can say fine, and then I can say,
no, thank you. Not interested.
And it was something to that. That's exactly. Hey, I don't want to be rude. I'm not interested.
As soon as I can get that out.
Yeah, and he quickly came back with, well, how do you know you're not interested? I haven't even told you. I know I'm not interested because I didn't look for you. Because it's 2025, and I have Google. And whatever I need is at my fingertips. And if I needed whatever you're selling, I would have found you. And I feel bad because he's just trying to do his job.
He's trying to do his job.
And so that's why I give him
You're trying to do it politely.
I give him the first one.
Yeah.
And the second one, though, because I was putting out the sign. And the second one, I quickly got to, this is going to turn from polite to rude real quick.
Yes, so I said that's when you sent that.
Mm-hmm.
The ones at Walmart, Target who are trying to sell you internet. Have you ever, if you walk by the electronics part on a Saturday, and there's ones there trying to sell you internet.
It's like cell phone.
It's like cell phone or whatever. There's
okay.
And so I used to go, they're like, we're AT&T. I go, that's who I use. Perfect. And then keep walking. And then then when they go again, and they go,
yeah.
But actually, we could get you a better plan. I go, no. I was like, don't. Don't. And here's the thing.
Yeah.
You're just doing what you've been told. But don't do it. Stop it. I'm gonna be real mean to you so soon. I know sales. That's bad.
I can't be arrested in Target, and that's what this is going to lead to.
Yeah.
Toot sweet.
Yeah. Just going I'm going to say something that's going to make you real sad, and I don't want to do that.
What are you going to invite them to do a podcast with you? What do you mean?
Yes, 100%. I'm going to be like, hey.
Did you say toot sweet?
Yeah.
You know what's real sad?
How old are you? What is happening?
All right.
I didn't even catch it.
I'm glad that we're all still angry about it. We're angry.
No, that is the righteous. Hey, that's a righteous. Well, okay. So my question was, do you post about it in your neighborhood group, who does post about it in your neighborhood group?
No, I don't post anything.
But somebody does, right? There's somebody. If you have a neighborhood Facebook group, somebody's posting about it.
Yeah.
Who's posting about it?
Janet, probably.
Yeah, Janet. Yeah, Janet's a good answer, right? It probably a Karen too, but Janet for sure.
Hey. Can I tell you, the answer for me is 0. I will not answer the door.
You jump straight to being a dick?
Because I do. The problem was when me and my wife lived together, our very first apartment was the first main building from a Jehovah's Witness.
Oh,
and
man.
it was every month.
Yeah.
Probably twice a month, honestly. And I just got to the point where I was so annoyed with these people knocking on my door that I would just instantly go, that's all offense. I was so mean.
Do you know that would be a really good reward system of you get to live at least 5 miles from a Jehovah's Witness church tabernacle. That's a good.
That's fair.
Hey,
this is
you're
good.
a good human being.
Yeah,
a good human being award.
Get rid of probation. We're just going to set you next to a Jehovah's Witness.
Yes. Yeah. You got to live next to them now.
Someone's going to be watching you.
Yeah.
Not the government. These awful people.
Yeah.
maybe they're
The better year you have, the more giving you are, the further you
farther
get
away. Yeah,
from
yeah,
those
yeah.
witnesses.
The radius.
Yeah, yeah. Are all churches.
Do they walk? They ride bike. They all walk and ride bikes. I don't think they have to. Do they have to? They're not Amish, right? I don't know. I don't know. Here's the other thing.
I'd like to just continue to let you flail and explore and see where we end up.
I've slammed doors in their faces.
Yeah.
So I don't answer the door anymore. And here's the hilarious part is we had a solicitor last weekend that came by on like the little Segway. He was doing his thing, probably like hail damage, whatever. And he came and he hit the Ring doorbell. And the music was playing. The garage doors were open. All my windows, all my lights on.
Yeah.
We're walking. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm not answering my door.
Yeah.
He rang it twice. I'm not answering that.
Yeah.
And then he left. And I didn't ruin his day, and he didn't ruin mine.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's how it should go. Just don't answer the door.
But if you're in the garage,
Don't you do it. Don't you do it.
yeah. That's what I'm
Don't
saying.
you
Like,
do
don't. Like,
I'm
you
going to
should
give him a
read-
look.
yeah.
It's like, keep walking, buddy.
This is not for you. Yeah, you don't want the smoke.
You don't want that smoke.
Again, you're going to say something mean.
I'm going to be mean immediately because I don't want you to ever come back here.
Yes.
Tell your friends.
Tell
I'm
your
going to be
friends,
mean
it's
enough.
the same reason I kill every rat that I find in my
But
house.
this is the attitude we
I
need.
can't have them back in here. Tell your friends.
This is the attitude we need as a
they're
fan
dead.
base for St. Louis City.
I agree.
If they're doing
I
that
agree
shit
with
to
you
our players,
wholeheartedly.
go fuck yourself.
Yep.
Yeah. No?
Christian Ramirez, I will.
Yeah, fuck Christian Ramirez.
Yeah. We're on the same page.
Yeah.
Ryan's going to...
Whoa.
Whoa!
I
Have you
didn't
seen
get, I
Christian
didn't hit
Ramirez?
record. I didn't
Christian
hit record.
Ramirez would all of us in a
Finally.
heartbeat.
Here's the thing. If he was on
Dude.
City, though, I'd be all for it.
Absolutely.
I'd be like, that's
I'll
my
see you
dog
next year,
right
man.
there.
That's my
Yeah.
boy.
That's actually what my
He does
campaign
have that
is.
dog in him.
Christian Ramirez, the City.
Absolutely. That'd
Let's
be
do
great.
that.
We could make that work.
That'd be great.
He's not getting all the minutes in LA. You're not the guy. You could be the guy in St. Louis.
Yeah.
Orlando City, June 25th. It's a Wednesday.
A Wednesday game.
We got a Wednesday and a Sunday game that week, it looks like. Houston Dynamo on Sunday.
What day is it? What's the day?
June 25th. So
Okay.
we're off next weekend.
Orlando.
June 25th, Orlando.
East.
Yeah, believe it
Yeah.
or not.
June 25th? What time do we play June 25th?
7:30.
Oh, dude.
Why is he checking his calendar
Dude.
like he's going to play?
Cubs 6:45.
Oh, I thought you were going to say day game.
No, it's not Cubs card day
I was
game,
gonna
but
lose
still, downtown should be a blast.
Yeah. And then we play again Sunday, so congested schedule.
Hey, I'm saying like, we should do the Milos before the game. That would be so much fun. Be Cardinal fans, City fans.
Okay. It's the day I get back from vacation. Let's go.
Day you get back from vacation?
Uh-huh.
Ben needs to go.
Oh, actually, I think
You should.
You can have my spot.
do whatever.
Ben needs to go.
You can have my spot.
Well, come on, come out.
You can have all our spots.
You said you played an entire.
Yeah, it's a lot of video games. You
Yeah,
can hang
man.
out with
I
us.
don't.
actually
You
does sound
had
like
like
fun.
your excuses are I don't.
My excuse is I don't want to go.
What game did you play? What was your game?
State of Decay, too.
State of Decay.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. So you're
God,
saying
I've never even heard of it, and I want to play it so bad now.
Yeah.
You
We
spent
should,
that much time on it?
we should stop doing this podcast and go
just
get
play-
an Xbox. We should stop doing this podcast. Go get an Xbox immediately. We could play online all the time.
I'm a PlayStation guy, though.
We don't even have to. It's on PlayStation 2. We don't even have to tell Ryan that we're going to do it. It's just me and you. I would be so less angry and I would sweat way less often. Oh, hey, Ryan. I'm sorry. I didn't know you were still here.
Do you think you could mute my microphone? Could you? If we were playing that game, is it like Zoom where you can bring your visitor mode? and you
New
can just
players.
mute me?
Yeah.
We're now a State of Decay 2 podcast. Hope you're ready.
Is that enough podcasting today? Can we be done?
Yeah.
Let me done. Oh.
We play Orlando. Orlando's better than us.
He's still going.
Probably lose that.
Yeah.
And everything horrible comes out of Florida, man.
Right.
What the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
Not everything.
To
It
your
just seems
point,
like a terrible place, right?
Yeah.
Like, what's happening down there?
there's Disney adults. That's neat.
There's something about not having, like, state sales tax and being just awful.
Have you guys seen the fat chicks at Disney World videos?
Causation, correlation.
Have you never seen that?
The fat chicks at what?
So there's like these ladies who are really large who are
Okay.
reviewing like Disney parks on how fat accessible they are.
Oh.
It's a fun.
That's
and
kind
they're
of
like,
important.
They're like
I
4.
guess.
Yeah, they would love Busch Stadium.
Wide seats.
Yeah, wide seats. They'd be fans of Busch Stadium. They'd be stoked about it. That's what this podcast should be. We should just go see.
Should be called Wide Seats.
Yeah,
Wide seats.
wide seats. Dads need wide
We can
seats.
pivot. We can do whatever.
This podcast should be done.
Anything else?
I keep trying to exit.
That's it for this week's episode of The City Dads. You've been hanging out with Ryan Ballard, Corey Smith, and Brent Callahan. 3 guys who can't believe this counts as content. Remember, they're not experts, they're not analysts, and frankly, they're still figuring out how microphones work. If for some reason you enjoyed this, like and subscribe to the show. The dads could use the validation. They're the City Dads. They're sorry, and they'll try to do better next time.
Look, I think Andy Cohen's in play.
Yeah?
I think we talk about Andy Cohen enough. It's like Beetlejuice.
Oh, yeah.
Andy, 855 City Dad if you want to be on our
855
podcast.
City Dad.
Anything. If we could get a weekly Andy Cohen interview going on his takes, if you could be the Lisa Ann for our show.
What's this Ann doing?
Actually,
There's a lot of porn stars.
not the morning after anymore.
Right.
What do you think our completion percentage is on ideas?
Oh.
If we could get Andy Cohen to just call in once a week, if we could get press passes, if we could get, we come up with a lot of...
If you don't shoot from the stars,
Yeah.
you're never going to land.
We talk about shooting for the stars, we never shoot, is my point.
Oh, I shoot all the time. Shoot or shoot, baby.
Prove it.
You think I've never shot to Lisa Ann? What are we doing? You think I've never shot to Andy Cohen? We talking ropes? What are we doing? Cut all that.
No, I think we found our intro.
How long did it take us? An hour.
Yeah, we're good,
Finally
right?
nailed
Yeah,
it.
love you
All right.
guys.
Finally nailed it.
Well done.
Cheers.
All right.